Hey everybody, my name is Jaime. Okay, so for this presentation, I actually decided to do on how I got over my fear of roller coasters. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so when when I was younger, I used to be so terrified of roller coasters. For one, I always thought I was always gonna fly out of my seat. Now, I know that's kind of physically impossible because and during the ride you're restrained. But I always thought that that the ride was somehow going to go off track. Now, for those that don't know me very well, I do have sort of like a nervous thing, anxiety thing. Now, for when my anxiety kicks in, my stomach reacts, and then a whole bunch of other stuff goes on. So yeah, and oh, these are some of the images, that I, think that, that could possibly happen while I'm on the ride. For example, this right here, which I'm not gonna lie, this I've had the feeling come up, but nothing ever happens. But yeah, but there was one class trip I went to Knott's Berry Farm. A few of my friends, we decided to go on this ride called Ghost Rider. Now, this was actually my first time ever going on Ghost Rider, and this was my reaction the first time. See, now I'm not the mom right over here, or her friend, or the kid in the back. This is actually me, holding on for dear life. So after that, I decided that I was pretty much done for the day. I didn't go on any rides, nothing. I was pretty much already finished for the day. Until about 1 year later, I decided to venture out to the movies. At that time, I was a senior, and there was one particular movie that came out that made me realize that I don't want to do roller coasters anymore, period. And you might be familiar with this one: Final Destination 3. Now, unfortunately, this it wasn't just this movie that kind of ruined my excitement of ever wanting to get in on a roller coaster ever again. Fortunately, this movie did a whole number of things. This series did a whole number of things for me. This being one of them. Now we all know what happens, in Final Destination 3. Unfortunately, roller coaster crashes. They all died, and all that other hoopla. And so, about another year goes by. A few of my friends from out of town, they decided to invite me out to Disneyland for a few days. Now, those of you not familiar with Disneyland, they have two different parks. There's the Disneyland that we all know and love, and there's also California Adventure. Now, California Adventure does have some of the bigger rides. Now, the one that you see in the background next to the Ferris wheel, that's actually the roller coaster that was called California Screamin'. Now, for California Screamin', right next to it, there's like a little small section. You can't really see it that well. They actually have a section where you actually see the roller coaster take off. So I decided to go down and, to see, what it was like. And this is what I see. This ride actually takes off about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So I'm thinking, oh my lord, how am I going to actually be? I honestly didn't even know how I was going to pull this off, especially in front of my friends. I didn't want to seem like a wimp. So we're standing in line, and I see like this little kid, like not even like 5 or 6 years old, and he's getting on this roller coaster. So I'm thinking, okay, so if a little kid can actually do this, it can't be that bad. I mean, worst case scenario, if we get, if the ride stops, and then they would have to, have fire department, bring us out of, that wreck. So we get closer. I see the cart, that we're sitting in, and I'm thinking, okay, it doesn't really seem so bad, looks, pretty safe, and the restraints, look pretty, pretty safe. So I thought, okay, no time to back out now. And so the ride starts, and this is what happens. I'm having fun. Soon as it takes off, I'm having a good time, looking at my friend and this and that, and then he's like, okay, so there's one moment during the ride where he said to me, that we're gonna be upside down, so you might want to have your hands up for this. So I did, and it was like the most unbelievable freeing feeling that I've ever had of losing control. It was incredible. And there was also one moment towards the end of the ride where he did mention, that we are going to be, that it does take a picture at the end. Well, not really towards the end of the ride, but nearly towards the end. So I actually posed for this like ridiculous photo. I made a couple, I made a funny face, but I wish I had it with me at the moment, but I can't really show you right now. And so, yeah, that's actually how I got over my fear of roller coasters. And I didn't really think too much else about it after that. And then now as an adult, I actually love roller coasters. So it was actually a really good experience, to see, this little kid, like if he could be brave enough to actually do this, so can I. So the only ride that you will not see me go on is these rides right over here. So hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I guess I'll end up hearing. Hopefully, I guess I'll be hearing feedback from you guys later. All right, thank you so much. Thanks for letting me share. All right, bye bye.